And a good evening, everyone. Sunday Night Football here in Oklahoma City, and we are live in Renegade Nation Stadium for tonight's game between the Oklahoma City Renegades and the Chicago Warriors. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Virtual Football Network. This is Chad Rowland, your play-by-play for tonight, and we have two teams that are battling out. Somebody, hopefully maybe OKC, can get their first win of the season. And calling this game with me tonight is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Eddie Gage. Eddie, tell the people how you doing tonight.
What up, though? I'm depressed, Chad. Arizona came off of the bad loss, losing to Carolina of all teams. But it's not about us. It's about these two teams right here. Chicago getting their first win of the season. Last week, looking to build on that momentum. OKC coming off a bye. Only their second home game this season. They're going to pick up a win as well. Let's see who prepared better for this matchup.
Yeah, and we have, as we talked about before pregame here, we have the 24th and the 25th ranked scoring offenses in the SFL. Chicago looked good last week, though. I was able to be there in Chicago calling that game, Eddie. What does OKC, in your mind, need to do to get that first victory?
They got to improve their offense, averaging less than 10 points a game, less than 50 rushing yards a game. That's dead last in the SFL. Second from last in passing. Hopefully the bye week served them well.
Well, and that is going to bring out the sixth-season veteran, the former Indianapolis Rambler, and an all-star from season 20, Mr. Colin Pierce. So first and 10 from the 20, as you will see Dallas Sanders in motion. A Week 5 signing Dallas Sanders was, so had a game last week as Pierce will drop back, looks and finds his man down the side, and that's Christian Bachagalupi, and that's going to be a first down.
Christian Bachagalupi over from Carolina, one of the first players to sign with OKC in the offseason. Fishing through a tight window, finds the receiver and moves the chains.
Yep, and let's take a look at this offense. Colin Pierce is the quarterback. Jacob Brewer and Frank Udon are the running backs. Tiberius Bovine is the fullback. Christian Bachagalupi, Dallas Sanders are the wide receivers. Jonathan Kilgore and Stephen McMichaels are the tight ends, as there is Stephen McMichaels right on cue, and it got a little bit of a negative yardage there, Eddie.
Yeah, the quarterback got knocked off of his spot, and anytime I see that number 89 jersey, I think of Tiberius Bovine, particularly wearing this OKC jersey, but he decided to change numbers this offseason. Just wonder how much he got paid to change his jersey number.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got paid quite a bit for that. 22 seasons the Hall of Famer has been in this league, as it is going to be now second and 15. Twin set here as Pierce with a deep drop back. Pressure coming to him. He's going to have to get rid of it, and incomplete. Intended for Bachagalupi, but the pressure made that happen.
Pressure made that happen. Big 7-step drop. Quarterback looking for his receiver, but time ran out on him. Had to get the ball out just a bit before he wanted to.
Yeah, that's one thing that's going to have to happen for OKC to win. That offensive line is going to have to hold up, because Chicago will probably try to bring pressure out of the gun here 4 wide. They are going to send Jonathan Kilgore in motion. Second-round pick for OKC, as that is going to be dropped back. Pierce looking, and that is going to be broken up, incomplete. And that is going to force the 3-and-out here for OKC.
Great defense by by Chicago.
Yep, Doug Day, one of those coverage linebackers that's always been really good in this switch from safety to linebacker, back and forth a little bit, making those plays. And that is going to force the punt here from OKC, as that is going to be received at about the 38-yard line. A flag on the play. Orvlowski with an opportunity gets across the midfield, and let's see what the flag is, Eddie.
On the offense.
Yeah, it's coming back. So the ball will be placed on the 37-yard line, and we'll get a good look at that here. Just no reason at all for the block there.
Well, actually, if he doesn't make that block in the back, Arlossi is tackled just short of midfield, so you see why he did it, but that's just something you just cannot do.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is going to bring out the 4-season veteran, the former offensive rookie from season 21, Ty Patak. And this offense last week, it was just a air it out and ask questions later type of offense. Let's see what they bring here as that is going to be a play action from the outside, and Ty Patak gets taken down in the backfield. And what a play there by OKC's defense to start it out.
Yeah, not too often you see Ty brought down, but it was the third defender that actually got him. We've seen him spin off men twice his size numerous times this season, but this time unable to withstand the pressure.
Yeah, it looked like it was Sabo Cannon that actually was in there first and was able to slow Patak down, and then one of them defensive linemen came in and cleaned it up. Twin set here, 2nd and 13. As there's going to be another play action. Patak looking, and he's got his man down the field. That is Pauly Truth. And I'll tell you what, last week, Pauly Truth came out alive with a big game, and they're going right back to him again, Eddie.
The truth shall set you free, Chad. We've been looking for this young man all season. You know, season 21, he had a great campaign, but kind of fell off the map since then. But last week, he and Ty had a great connection several times throughout that game, and here he is with the first big catch of the game for Chicago.
Yep, if Jack Nicholson was somewhere, he'd say, "You can't handle the truth." Another play-action pass from Patak. Ooh, overthrows his man. An opportunity for Brady Clark to make a big play, but he dropped it.
Over from Houston, made the move up north just a bit and trying to make a difference for his new squad.
Yeah, and really in the back end of that defense. I mean, that's one place where Oklahoma City does have some depth, is in the back end of that defense here. 2nd and 10. We'll go through their defense momentarily. Patek, not the first play action pass, and he gets hit as he throws, incomplete, and that's going to be 3rd down.
Pressure got to Ty immediately. As soon as his back foot hit the turf of that 5-step drop, he was releasing it. But Chicago had heat in his face. He stood no chance.
Yep, Chicago going more of this single back heavy set look here. Last week was a bunch of empty. And it's going to be 3rd down and 10. 4 wide set here. Pressure maybe coming from the outside. It does, and he gets there in time, but it's going to be a good throw by Patak and Vasquez with the stop, and that's going to be 4th down.
Pressure breaks pipes, and he gets the ball out to John Fullerton, but because of that pressure come from the outside, just no chance for the route to develop, and Chicago's going to have to punt.
Just a well-timed blitz there by Oklahoma City forces that ball to be punted away, and it's going to be fair caught.
Oh, is it?
No, it's not. It's going to be fumbled, and Chicago with a big opportunity here. Wow, that is just a mistake by OKC right there.
And as a returner, you are taught, get up under the ball immediately. Don't mess around with it. Often, too many times, you see returners out there messing around, taking that sweet time, getting under the ball. Bill Parcells of the New York Giants used to coach it perfectly. The first thing you're supposed to do is find the ball, get up under it, and that costs them a turnover.
And there comes the pressure. And Patak trying to get away, but Cannon right there to make the play. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you can't get there in time, just let it go.
Yeah.
Right? Don't try to be the hero. But, well, Chicago catches a break on that one. A big opportunity here inside the red zone.
Caught a break, and for the 2nd time in this game, Ty Patak goes down.
Up twin set here. 2nd and 13. As Patak drops back, he's going to fake it. Looking over the middle, and that is going to be dropped. That was intended for the tight end, Pauly Truth, incomplete.
You hit him in the head, Chad. I think that ball actually hit him in the chest, but he was unable to bring it in.
Yeah.
Actually,
looked like he had
hands. Yeah, that's a catch he's got to make.
I mean, and that's the thing was last week, you know, even in calling that game, I mean, Bacigalupi had, or not Bacigalupi, but Pauly Truth had a great game, but he dropped a lot of passes. Right, so it looks like it's kind of the same thing here once again. Big 3rd down for Chicago. Patak drops back, plenty of time. He's going to look and caught for a 1st down inside the 10. That is John Fullerton.
John Fullerton lives about 45 minutes south of me, Chad, way down there in the desert. But wow, talk about showing up big time under the lights. Great catch to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, I mean, just a perfect throw. You kind of had Arvlosky, I believe, right there in that same area too, but being able to see Fullerton pull in that catch, great throw there by Patak to extend the drive here. And then it's going to be 1st and goal. This was kind of where Chicago had a little struggle last week. And let's see what they could do here. They are going to hand it off, and that's going to go nowhere. It's going to be 2nd down.
Bellew Scott had 1 carry last week for -1 yard, but they got the win But nonetheless, here it's good to see them getting goal line carries here for Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, they are the 24th rushing offense in the league, 56 yards per game here for Chicago. Second and goal, as they are going to hand it off, and it's going to be hit in the backfield again. The defense of OKC doing its job.
Yeah, this running game just having a tough start all season long, trying to get going. We thought they'd get a boost once Baloo Scott came out of that brief retirement, but for whatever reason, they continue to struggle getting the run game going.
Yep, Chad McPherson, the 33rd overall pick in the past draft, making the stop right there. Third and goal. Patak drops back. He's got time. Looking at the back, and that is going to be incomplete. Looked like it may have been intended for Pauly Truth, but broken away by Vasquez.
And that's unfortunate too, Chad, because that's the first time we've seen Ty with a clean pocket. Look at the offensive line putting in work, but unfortunately, receivers were unable to get open. It's going to force a field goal attempt here.
Yep, so OKC's defense, even after the big mistake of fumbling there, is going to hold the Chicago offense 3. Top Kiefer coming out here for the field goal, 26 yards out. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. So Chicago putting up the first points of the night after that 12-play drive. The score is 3-0.
They put up points, but all things considered, that has got to be a win for the OKC defense, considering where this drive started after the muffed punt return.
Absolutely. That's a huge win for this defense, and they are going to come back here on offense. So Colin Pierce, they had a 3-and-out, and they need to get this run, maybe even just trying to get this run game going. Let's see what they can do here, Eddie.
Well, as we stated pregame, they had a bye week before this game, so plenty of time to prepare for this Chicago team. Let's see what adjustments they made.
Yep, so from the 20-yard line, Colin Pierce is going to change the play at the line. Could be a blitz opportunity here for Chicago.
Tight triple versus a 3-4 defense.
And the blitz does come. They pick it up. Pierce got time. He's going to look to the side, and that's going to be caught by Stephen McMichaels, and it's going to be no gain on the play.
Second time they got up this same play and got the same result each time.
Yeah, just kind of interesting. It just seems like they're trying to not – they're almost scared to go deep a little bit here, right?
Well, the deeper receivers were well covered, so nice job of checking it down.
Second and 10. As the blitz coming again, they're going to try to throw it, and that's going to be intercepted. Melodious Manning makes the interception, and Chicago gets the ball right back.
Don't tell Melodious Manning he's only 5'10" tall. Look at the hops on this young man. Jumps and snatches that ball out of the sky and gets the ball right back to the Chicago offense, who for the second consecutive drive gets great starting field position.
Yep, Melodious Manning, that was his first interception on the season. As now you're going to see an I-twin set here. As Patak is going to fake it. Looks over the middle, and that's going to be caught. And that is going to be first and goal. That is Pauly Truth there for the play.
And you hope, if you're an OKC fan, that they have something dialed up to take care of this play, because they've dialed it up 3 times now, and twice they've gone to Pauly Truth deep, and he's been wide open.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be trying to abuse that play-action pass and going up to Pauly Truth there. It seems like the game plan that the coaching staff is going to try to do. Let's see if that continues, as it is going to be first and goal. Heavy split back formation here for the Warriors. Patak looking, he's going to look down. That's going to be Baloo Scott with the catch, and that's going to be a touchdown for Chicago.
Baloo Scott, whether it's done via the run or the pass, Baloo Scott is a weapon in this league that needs to be dealt with. And I'm glad to see Chicago looking to get him involved, whether it's the run or the pass, because this young man, I tell you what, this young lady has a bright future in the league if she's involved in the offense.
Yeah, and as we said, not much involvement for Baloo last week, but she's able to get into this game and has made an impact so far, as that brings out Top Kiefer again for the extra point. The kick is up and good. So Chicago early on in this first quarter looking pretty good with a score of 10-0.
Turnovers.
They'll kill you.
Don't I know it?
They will absolutely kill you, that's for sure. And it's something that OKC is just going to have to try their best to not do, right? I mean, that quick slant over the middle with that defense sitting like that, that's not going to work for them. They're going to have to come up with something else, as they are just going to touch that down there, and it's going to be taken to the 20-yard line. So OKC coming back out here.
Chad, if you're the offensive coordinator for OKC, how would you decide to attack this defense on this drive?
I mean, that's an interesting question, right? I mean, I don't know if. Well, let's see. Let's do their quick snap looking, and that's going to be caught over the middle, and that is going to be the tight end Kilgore, Jonathan Kilgore, there with his first catch of the night. And I mean, I understand the quick throws and stuff, but I would almost try to see what you can do running the ball against this team, right? Like, I mean, Chicago gives up 195 yards a game on the ground. I mean, that's the worst in the SFL. Attack to the ground game. And we will see a run right here, as that is going to be just short.
And type attack, head coach of Chicago looks up at the booth and says, take that, for telling them what to do against us. But I agree with you. I would try to get some success running the ball up the A gap and the C gap versus this defense.
Yeah, I mean, and there is going to be a toss to the outside, and they are going to get stopped right there, and that's going to be 4th and inches. Melodious Manning there making the tackle again.
And they do the exact opposite, run the ball towards the outside, right to the strength of the defense.
Yep, and that's going to bring up the punt team here. I mean, I would think it'd be interesting to see if maybe you get Tiberius Bovine somehow involved in the running game as well. As that's going to be taken in Chicago, will take over here on the 41-yard line. I mean, let's put on your offensive hat here, Eddie. I know that you're a defensive guru, but offensively, what would you do?
Don't ask me, because my offense has been terrible this season. But again, first thing I would do is try not to force anything downfield. Let the offense develop, whether it's going to be through the short passing game and a run game to build up their immediate deep routes. That's what I'm taking first.
Set eye here for the Warriors. They are going to hand it off to Baloo Scott, and it's going to be just a gain of 3. Cannon there with the stop.
You know, I've heard an announcer once say a 3-yard run, both squads are happy, both the offense and the defense. I couldn't agree more.
Couldn't agree more. 2nd and 7 here. Heavy I formation set.
Here comes the blitz.
And there's going to be the run, and it's going to be stopped for 3rd and 4. And let's go through the Chicago Warriors offense here. Ty Patak at quarterback, Baloo Scott and Dean Jackson are your running backs. Ryan Orlovsky, Gus Scott, T. DeQueen, Lyric Da Vinci, and John Fullerton are your wide receivers. Paulie Truth is the tight end. Jackie Jones, Jess Fullerton, Galarza, and Robin Mano are your offensive linemen. Tap attack, drops back, looking over the middle. And, oh, that was in the hands of Brady Clark, and again, he drops it.
Second time tonight, he's had an opportunity to flip the field, give OKC great starting field position. Second time, he was unable to come up with it.
Speaking of flipping the field, Philip the Field coming out here for the punt for Chicago. One of the best names in the SFL. As OKC, great punt there by the field, as he's going to take that up to about the 16-yard line. So OKC starting deep in their own territory.
Down only 10-0, Chad. Their offense has yet to be able to sustain a drive. You would hope that against this defense, they can find a way to put a drive together.
Yep, they have not made it past that midfield logo yet, as Pierce drops back. He's got time. He's going to look, and that is going to be an interception there for Chicago, as that is Ricky Robinson there with the pick, and Colin Pierce just struggling here tonight.
Former Scorpion, Ricky Robinson. Love that kid. Helps the team off the field with stats, and here he is on the field, hashtag making an impact in Chicago, about to start their 3rd straight drive inside the SFL red zone.
Yeah, they've just been getting great field position all night. That defense is playing off well for them. And so Chicago from the OKC 18-yard line. As Patek is going to fake it. He's going to look over the middle, and that's going to be tipped away, incomplete, as Brady Clark was there for the deflection.
Same play design we've seen when they line up in odd twins, but this time they're in the spread. So Chicago looks like they have something for that play we've seen Paulie True take advantage of in the other base offense.
So 2nd and 10, I-twin set. As there's going to be the fake again from Patek. He's got plenty of time all day. He's going to try to throw it, and that is incomplete. Still looked like it was in the hands of Brady Clark, and he's just not able to bring it in.
It was, and I like how they put Paulie Truth out wide as a receiver instead of in a tight end spot, and the corner actually gave him a free release, so I thought he was going to be able to take advantage of the safety because a tight end lined up over a safety is just a mismatch nightmare, but unfortunately unable to get the field, the great body position, and that ball's going to fall incomplete. 3rd down and 10.
Yep, so 3rd and 10 here for the Warriors. As they'll be looking to extend this lead. Patek drops back. He's got time. He's going to take it on his own. He's going to try to get the first down, and he does. He's going to be just short. They're going to mark him about the 11, maybe the 10-yard line, and that should bring out Top Kiefer.
Gonna bring out Tom, but I tell you what, but again, the OKC defense holds, but can their offense take advantage of this situation?
Yeah, and one thing you got to think about too, Eddie, with this as the kick is up and good, you have to think about with OKC's defense, it's going to get worn down. I mean, they have been on this field a lot already in the first quarter.
Yes, they are, and come to late third quarter, fourth quarter, you're gonna see us take its toll. The offense not find a way to stay on the field.
Yep. I mean, Colin Pierce, he's a veteran. He's been in this league, for 6 seasons. He's got some presence here. I just one of the things I'm just not really understanding, I guess, Eddie, when you're watching this, is why you don't see more of Tiberius Bovine on the field. I mean, he's got to be probably your best pass catcher, right?
I've often wondered that myself. I thought he would make the move back to tight end once he purchased the team, but decided to stay at fullback and be a team player. But maybe that's something we'll see moving forward because he is definitely a weapon that needs to be accounted for. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, Stephen McMichaels is as well, who is the man in motion. And as you can see, Bovine there lining up in the fullback position. As Pierce drops back, they are going to look for Bovine down the field, but that's going to be just a gain of 1 on the play. Good defense there by Worthy.
Yeah, Chicago got the memo too. Wherever I go call them 89 again, but wherever 39 lines up at, you got to take account for them.
Yep, Croc Worthy, one of those guys who made an interception last week, I believe, to seal the game there for Chicago. As it is going to be a handoff up the middle, and they may have gotten a yard on that. Manning there on the stop.
Yeah, and on that play, I saw the right tackle did a great job getting out of his stance and getting a good block on the defensive tackle, but those linebackers were quick to close in on the play and limit that to a gain of a yard.
Out of the gun here for Colin Pierce, 3rd and 8. And Bovine is out there, so look for him to maybe be the target here. Pierce drops back, deep drop back. He's going to have to run. He's going to throw it deep down the middle and, incomplete. Surrounded by Warriors, and Alex Bond with the deflection.
Second deflection by Bond today, but I tell you what, the further that quarterback drops back into the pocket, the more time you give the defense time to collapse and locate the ball, and that's a perfect example of that right there.
Yep, you want to try to, obviously you're on a deep drop situation. You want to get that ball out because you don't want to give that defense time, as you said, to find where that's going, as OKC's going to have to punt that away. And Chicago is going to get this from about midfield. They're going to be on OKC's side. And let's quickly go through this Oklahoma City defense here, as you have Shin Yonetta and Jad McPherson at the inside linebacker position. Sabo Cannon and Aaron Gooden are your other linebackers. Farrell Raines, Thomas and Rahman, and Thomas Rahman Jr. are your corners. Brady Clark and Josh Vasquez are your safeties. So, that, like I said, they have a decent cornerback in the safety secondary room. As Patak looking, and he finds his man. That is going to be a first down. That is Tita Queen there, my apologies, with her first catch.
The queen of Chicago, Tita Queen, with a great reception. And again, we talked about it earlier, the offensive line for type attack is getting him all day to find these receivers.
And that is going to do it here for the first quarter, as Chicago has been dominating 13-0 and may be looking to try to extend that lead here. We'll be back on the Virtual Football Network. And we are back here on VFN. Chad Rowland, Eddie Gage in the booth. Joshua Durr, Jadoobie Doo in the stats truck. Thank you, gentlemen, for all you do. As Cameron Irvine on the production side of things, as that is going to be a handoff to Scott as she gets maybe a couple yards on the run.
Yeah, a couple of runs. Excuse me. That's her 5th carry today already after only getting 1 last week, so she's got to be excited.
Yeah, definitely, as she was mostly on the sideline, I think, serving water or something. But this week she's actually getting some plays. 2nd and 8 as they shift the fullback over. Patak gets hit as he throws again, incomplete. And and there's an injury down. That is Aaron Gooden. That is not good for this OKC defense.
Not good. Already down 13-0. Don't want to see one of your best players down on the turf. Look up into the sky. Hopefully he's okay.
Yep, Aaron Gooden, one of those players that's just been really good. 7 seasons coming over from these same Chicago Warriors last season. Him along with Sabo Cannon were in Chicago last season, moving over to OKC. As now it's going to be 3rd and 8. Let's see if this defense can hold. Quads look here for the Warriors. As Patak drops back, looking over the middle, and finds his receiver. That's going to be down to the 10-yard line. That's a first down for the Warriors.
Tight window, 3-2 defense, 6 defensive backs, 2 linebackers, playing a robber defense. Great call on the defense, but unfortunately, a better throw by type attack. Look at that tight window right there. That defense could have been dialed up any better, but unfortunately for them, type attack, he's a gunslinger.
I mean, you just looking and you see Vasquez just closing in on it. I thought Vasquez had an opportunity maybe to pick that off.
Yeah.
But just a perfect throw, as you said, by type attack. 1st and 10 as he's dropped back. He fakes it, looking over the middle, and that's going to be caught. That's going to be an interception for Sabo Cannon. He's got an opportunity to take this to the house. He's got to pass 2 of these linemen, and he's going to be forced out of bounds. And what a play there by OKC.
That's what you call going to the well one too many times. They've seen Chicago dial up that play several times today. Paulie Truth was able to victimize them with an interception earlier, but you pull up that same play against these SFL defenses too many times. And I don't care who you are. Sooner or later, you're going to pay the price for it.
Exactly, and that's what I was going to say was, this is a play that they have been drawing up over and over again, the Chicago offense, and it has worked. But someday, even if you are 0-4 OKC, you're going to pick up on that, as you said. And that is the cause of it right there with an interception. So OKC starting with their best field position of the night here. Offset I, 3-wide set. As Pierce is going to hand that off. And a nice little run there up the middle for them as they get a gain of 4.
4-2 nickel combo, inside zone, manning up those outside receivers, attack the middle.
Good run there by Frank Udon. As it is now 2nd and 6. Brewer is the back in the backfield. As Chicago may be trying to bring some pressure, they are going to hand it off to Brewer. Brewer had a little opportunity there, and it's now going to be 3rd and 1. This is the 2 best back-to-back plays I think we've seen from this offense so far.
I agree with this. It's the first time in a long time we've seen Chicago in a OKC in a short yardage situation on 3rd down. They're 0 for 3 on 3rd down thus far. Can they convert here?
Yep, let's see if they can get their first down of the game. There's going to be a toss to the outside of Udon, and he does. Look at the boost by Frank Udon, getting past the 35, and Frank Udon getting them the first down. Just nice field vision there by the running back. Look at this run.
Took the words out of my mouth, Chad. You see the nimbleness of the feet of Frank Udon? Don't tell this man he doesn't want starter reps out here. That man was looking to get a job somewhere as a starter.
Yeah, I mean, both of these running backs are rookies. Jacob Brewer, undrafted. Frank Udon, the 34th overall selection in this past draft. As Pierce drops back, he's going to find his man. That's going to be Pachacalupi, and that's going to be
he stepped
out of bounds.
No!
He stepped out of bounds, not knowing where the line is. Mental error there by Pachacalupi, but good play regardless.
This is a tight end. Young man. The hell with preserving your body. You're at the 2-yard line. Give that man the business. Lower your shoulder, give him a stiff arm, something. You should be celebrating the end zone right now with your teammates. But nonetheless, it's 1st and goal at about the 1.5-yard line. Can OKC punch this in?
That's going to be the question. You got to hope that they can punch it in. This has been their best drive so far. 1st and goal. They are going to toss it to the outside. Frank Udon does not have the opportunity. The defense swarms on him, and that's going to be 2nd down.
2nd down. Took a loss for about 1.5 yards on the play.
Yep, 1.5-yard loss. That toss play here in the deep, inside this part right here is not the best idea for you. 2nd and goal. As there's a handoff to Brewer, the undrafted rookie, but Doug Day able to wrap him up, making a great tackle, and that's going to be 3rd down.
Doug Day donning that number 54 jersey of Chicago, trying to remind everybody he plays like Brian Urlacher with fierce and competitiveness. Can he and this defense make a stop here on 3rd and goal?
I mean, he does wear 54, and he's in Chicago, so that's a good comparison to have. 3rd and goal. As they are going to toss it to Frank Udon, and he's going to be able to get it in there. Yes, he will. OKC with their first touchdown of the game, Frank Udon.
Capitalizing off the turnover from Sabo Canyon just a few moments earlier. Nothing the defense wants to see more than points on those turnovers. Don't send us back out there without points put up. It's just going to motivate the whole squad. When you get things like that to happen, turnovers and points off turnovers, it can change the entire complexity of this ball game.
Yep, and want to say congratulations to the OKC franchise. That is their first rushing touchdown of the season, and it belongs to the 2nd round selection, Frank Udon, as the kick is up and it is good. As OKC, after the mistake there, making a big play. And I mean, Eddie, that's, like I said, that's the best drive we've seen him make all day.
You stole my thunder there, Chad. I thought we were boys, man. You went out there and stole that data from me, and
oh man, I'm sorry. I mean, it's just been a rough weekend for you. I mean, with the Carolina win, and now I steal your thunder. As we are going to take that up to the 40-yard line. I did not mean to pour salt into the wound, buddy.
Yes, you did.
Arlovsky
with the return out to the 40. Great starting field position. Chicago has had great starting field position all game long.
Yeah. Yeah, this may be actually their worst starting field position from the line. It's just really because of the mistakes, right? OKC making some mistakes there in the 1st quarter, giving them an opportunity in the red zone a few times there. So let's see what Chicago does. I mean, now this isn't such a game where it looks like it's a rout. Now it's looking like OKC's fighting back here at home. 1st and 10. There's going to be the fake to the fullback. Attack all day. Pump fakes in. Doesn't go anywhere. That's going to be a sack by the defensive lineman.
That's a coverage sack, if I ever seen one. As top attack had all day, but the time ran out on them, and this OKC crowd suddenly has something to cheer about.
Yeah, I mean, you get, an opportunity here. I mean, they, obviously they scored on the last drive. Now they got a big sack here, 2nd and 14 for the Warriors. As you are going to see Pauly Truth there on the bottom of your screen, lined up on the outside. 2nd and 14 for the Warriors. That's going to be that fake. Patak drops back. He's got all day to throw. He's going to look down the middle and tipped away. Intended for Pauly Truth. Rahman Jr. with the deflection.
And you can see OKC started to dial up the defense to take care of that. But I tell you what, if that ball had just a little bit more of air under it, I tell you what, Pauly Truth, he might be dancing in the end zone right about now.
Yeah, just a little bit of a loft on that. And I think you're right, Eddie. He would have been scoring 6 there. As it is going to be 3rd.
2 of 6 on 3rd down. 3rd and 14.
Yeah, let's see what they could do here. As Patak Drops back. He's got time looking, and that's going to be incomplete. It might have actually been in the hands of Lyric Da Vinci and knocked out. Couldn't really tell, Eddie.
I thought it did hit him in the hands. And wow, just the fact that Ty got it even through that defense is impressive enough.
And here we are, Eddie. A little opportunity here. OKC makes the nice 3 and out. Momentum swinging towards him.
Mike Dagg said, come on, Ty. You could have fit that through there.
As that's going to be a fair caught there and be on the 26-yard line. So if we were, if we were hanging around the Northrips tonight, the Rick meter might start moving in the direction of the home team here a little bit.
Yeah, I think it'd be doing just a little bit of a shift here. I know several weeks ago that Rick meter was broken. How much do you think they paid to get it fixed?
I think it's been broken for like a while because every time he talks about it, it's always broke. I think they need to make better material out of it.
Oh, my God.
I mean, come on, Northrips. What are you doing up there? First and 10 from the 26. Yes, very interesting call here for the defense. They're trying to bring pressure. Pierce and tries to find his intended target. That was Bacigalupi, incomplete.
Yeah. Great coverage there by number 24, Chicago. Out there on an island, but makes the play.
Yeah, K Magic.
K Magic. I love that name.
K Magic, 3-season veteran. 2 seasons here in Chicago making the play. As it is going to be 2nd and 10.
Look at the linebacker down at the bottom of the screen helping double up this receiver.
As the pressure coming to him, great blitz pick up there by the running back to get it to McMichaels. You have to give credit to whoever was in the backfield there. What a block.
I agree with you. I also got to give credit to Colin Pierce because Chicago down at that same defensive alignment 2 plays in a row, and this time Colin got wind of it, made the adjustments, and gets a first down.
Shout out to Mark Lopez in the chat. The Rick meter is the SFL's version of the McDonald's ice cream machine, Eddie.
Oh, my God.
That is absolutely correct. Pierce drops back, has time, looking in. Oh, in the hands of the receiver, but great play by the defense. That was Alex Bond, I believe, that knocked it out of Bacigalupi's hands.
Yeah, they've been targeting Christian several times today.
Yeah, 7 targets so far for Bacigalupi, only 2 catches.
Yeah,
28% reception, so got to get those numbers up. 2nd and 10. As the backside blitz is going to come, and there it is, and it's going to be taken down. That is Telemac Scarborough with the sack.
11-season veteran, first here in Chicago, looking to make an impact on his new team. And you keep knocking quarterbacks down from the blind side like that, and you're going to find yourself getting a contract extension the season's end.
I mean, Telemac has been doing it for quite some time as a former teammate of his in London, former teammate of his in Indianapolis. He is definitely somebody that you have to always keep an eye on in that linebacking core. Pierce drops back. Pressure coming. He's going to have to throw it, and that's going to be incomplete, intended for Kilgore, and that is going to force the punt here for OKC.
And I like what K Magic did right there. Something a cornerback is taught early in their career. Even if you don't get the interception, just slow down just a bit. And as long as you jump for the ball and make a play on it, they are going to call PI on that.
Yeah, but absolutely. As OKC punting it once again as Chicago. That's a nice little punt there. Take it from inside the 21-yard line. It's going to be up to the 28. And so Chicago will take over. The 2025 SFL Convention kicks off with the league's 25th anniversary, July 10th through the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency. Looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor, you can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. You could go there and meet all of the SFL personalities, including, I would assume, Mr. Eddie Gage.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Maybe.
There you go. I mean, you'll definitely beat Cam Irvine, that's for sure.
If I keep losing, I might just decide to boycott it.
That is going to be Brady Clark with the deflection there. And I got to give credit to this OKC secondary here in the first half, Eddie. I mean, they've done a pretty good job.
And particularly Brady Clark, we've been calling his name all day.
Yeah. I mean, that's like 4. I think he's got like 5 or
5.
So it looks like 5 pass deflections so far. Offset eye here for the Warriors. Patak.
Oh!
Back to the pressure getting to him, but Patak breaks out of it, was able to find Baloo Scott and
Are you
turn
serious?
something. What a play there by Baloo Scott. What a play by Ty Patak. I mean, to just not get sacked there, find the check down. What a play by Patak.
Yeah, even when he got the ball out, I thought it was going to be a tackle for a loss, but Baloo made the most of nothing. As you see Patak's numbers there.
Yep, 8 of 20, 116 yards so far for Patak. 3rd and 6. This OKC crowd getting into it. Play extra pass. Patak is going to have to roll to his right. He's got time. Looking deep down the field and incomplete. Tried to go for the deep ball. Tried to go to T to Queen, but Brady Clark there with the defense.
And Brady Clark did the same thing that K-Magic did on the previous drive. Just slow down just a bit. Allow the ball to go over your head. You don't care about that. Just don't allow the receiver to make a play on the ball. Because as long as you're jumping up and going for the ball, officials aren't going to call that.
Nope. Nope. And this secondary for OKC doing good work so far. As they are going to take this punt, hurdles over a defender and gets it to the 40-yard line. So OKC here with an opportunity here in the late part of this second quarter, Eddie, to try to maybe put some points on the board.
3:23 left in this first half and looking to take the lead so they score here. And based off how they've played here early on, particularly in the first quarter, that would be something they would gladly take into the locker room.
Yeah, 64 yards passing so far for Colin Pierce, 48 of them to Bachagalupi. 1st and 10, as that is going to be a handoff to Frank Udon. He's going to try to get some speed to get to the outside, but gets a gain of 6 there. Nice run there by Udon.
Great blocking. I tell you what, once Frank Udon gets some more season under his belt, he's going to take that for a gain of about 30 yards. That was blocked pretty well for him.
Yeah, got to get a little bit of speed in there, but that comes with time. As Pierce drops back, he's going to look and finds what a play there to the tight end, Jonathan Kilgore, and just a quick slant throw right there. I always love those little 90 slants there, Eddie.
Oh, we know you do, but early in this game, that pause pass for about a gain of about 5 yards. This time, allowed the receiver to run a little bit deeper as the defense was collapsing inside. Great pickup.
Hey, don't be knocking my all slant passing now. Right.
Hey, it got you wins. That's all that matters.
It got London their first playoff victory in history.
That's right.
All right. Pierce drops back, looking and deflected away. That was Manning with an opportunity for a pick. Incomplete, 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't think he actually saw the ball until it was right in his hands because he was trying to look at the defense and the eyes of the quarterback at the same time. Had he got his head turned around a bit quicker, that could have been going the other way.
That was a 2nd and 10. As you're going to see the 2 wide set here for OKC. As Pierce drops back, pressure coming to him. He's going to be able to hit to the outside. That is Bachagalupi, and not sure if he actually may have stepped out of bounds back there, Eddie. It almost looked like he did.
I thought he did. We're going to get another look at it here on the replay.
He looked like he stepped out of bounds. Maybe not. Yeah, he stepped out of bounds. He's out. Yeah. So we will probably see Chicago challenge that.
What's taking him so long?
I don't know. Ty Patak can't get the flag out? Like, what's going on here?
They aren't going to challenge it.
They are not going to challenge it.
He was clearly in a white chair.
He was clearly. OKC catches a break there. Pierce drops back, scrambles to his right, pressure coming to the backside. He's going to throw it in. That was in the hands. You have got to make that catch if you're Bachagalupi.
He's been targeted like 9 times today for only 3 catches.
Yep.
Got to help out your quarterback.
Yep, that was his 9th. That was his 9th target there, I believe, as you said. And
he did like Yayo Montana did 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
2nd and 10 times, 2 catches.
Pierce drops back, looking, and finds it. In the hands again. And out of the hands right there. Good hit by Derek Majors to knock the ball out.
That was a bang-bang play. I'm not going to get on him too much for that one.
Nah, can't get on too much, as we are going to hit the 2-minute warning here as Chicago with the lead here, 13-7, but OKC trying to get the score. We'll be back here on the Virtual Football Network.
And we're back.
And I guess we're back here. Chad Rowan, Eddie Gage in the booth. Joshua Durr and Jadoobie-Doo in there eating some Jadoobie-Doo snacks in the stats truck as Colin Pierce is going to try to take that on his own and doesn't get enough there, as that's going to be a 4th down, and out should come the field goal unit.
You know what? I like the decision. If it's not there, You're in field goal range. Oh, they're going to punt
Ooh,
this
they're gonna punt this.
away.
Wow. Where are they? I
Oh.
mean, they are on like the inside the 30.
Like
Very interesting call.
Chad.
Very interesting call. Yeah, they're on the 26-yard line.
Oh.
That was like a 7-yard punt.
Yeah, and then you get a bad punt out too. That's a double whammy.
Ooh, man. That is rough indeed. But hey, I mean, if maybe the wind is back at it, we really can't tell up here in the booth. But you know, they kind of weatherproof this booth for us here in Oklahoma City tonight. As high twins set here for Chicago, they are going to take over. So they caught a break there as Patak drops back. He's going to look deep down the middle of the field. That's going to be caught. Pauly Truth gets up to the 45, and that's going to be a first down. And it looks like Chicago will take the timeout.
I didn't get the number of the defender, but I'm not even sure how Pauly Truth even saw the football because I think it was number 25. I couldn't quite tell. It was draped all over him.
Yep, that would have been Pharaoh Reigns if that was the case. As Chicago, 1st and 10 from the, actually looks like the 46-yard line. Patak drops back short, looking and finds Pauly Truth. And that's going to be cross midfield, cross the 40-yard line, and another timeout here for Chicago.
2 plays in a row, they send Pauly Truth down the field on a 9 route, basically, and he's wide open.
Yep, Pauly Truth getting a lot of those targets and a little bit of catches as well. 11 targets, 3 catches so far here for Pauly Truth, but 2 in a row here on this drive. As Patak looking, he's going to find Truth again, and that's going to be a great play by the defense. No gain on it.
No gain and forces him to burn a timeout, and he's unable to get out of bounds.
So now Chicago with their final timeout here. So now they're going to have to go no huddle if they want to keep this drive going. Empty set. This is what we saw all last week, so they're pulling this out. As Patak's going to roll out to his right. He's going to look for the check down, and that's going to find, it looks like T. DeQueen there, but good defense. 3rd and 6. Clock is ticking. Blitz is coming. He got his. He threw him. Oh, what a play. That ball came out like a wounded duck, and T. DeQueen making the catch there. Inside the 20. First down. Ty Patak rolls out to his right. Looking short again. And finds Lyric DaVinci for the touchdown. And what a nice 1-minute drive there for Chicago.
It's a game of inches, Chad, as Ty Patak was hit as he was releasing the ball. Had that ball fall incomplete, they're settling for a field goal, but I think they were too far away and it resulted in a punt. But it's a game of inches, and the fortunes on this drive fell on the shoulders of Ty Patak, who was able to extend the drive and adds a touchdown to boot to extend this lead.
Man, and I'll tell you what, I mean, that was just a heck of a drive there by Chicago, executing that 2-minute offense as Top Kiefer. The kick has up been good, so the momentum looked like it was swinging towards OKC, even with the defense and all that. Chicago trying to take it out before the end of this half, and the score is now 20-7.
Unfortunate chain of events for OKC.
Yep, definitely not the way you want to end the first half there if you are OKC. And whoa, that was a huge hit there on Jacobs.
And considering where that ball was fielded at, Chad, the 10-yard line, the wind was actually in favor of OKC, and they still elected to punt the ball away.
Yeah, so an interesting call there by the coaching staff of OKC. But, you know, I mean, if you have a feeling that you're not going to make it, then, I mean, in my mind, go for it. But, you know, it is what it is. So 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line, OKC. Let's see how aggressive they want to be here. And that is going to be a handoff this time. It is a Tiberius Bovine. He gets his first run of the day, and it's a first down. And that's what we were talking about. Get Bovine involved, even if it's in the run game. First one gets over 10 yards.
Get your Hall of Famer involved. Give him the football however you can, especially out in space.
Yeah, absolutely. Just nice play call there by the Renegades. As we are now going to be close to the 45-yard line. As Pierce drops back, he's going to look, and he finds his man. That's Stephen McMichaels, and it's going to be a first down, and OKC burns a timeout.
remaining aggressive. I like it.
I love it. I mean, my problem, though, is if you get inside the 20, are you going to try to kick a field goal this time? Right? At least to come away with some points. But let's see how OKC handles it. 2 wide, 2 tight end set here. Pierce drops back. He's going to look for that out route, and it's going to be incomplete, intended for Bachagalupi.
Tell you what, I'm a defensive guy, but that like pass interference to me by K Magic.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of curious if it was going to get called, but it did not, as the refs are letting him play. Second and 10. As the block picked up by Udon, and as look at this catch by Bachagalupi. He's able to break the tackle, gets down to the 20, tries to spin around the defender, it does not, gets to the 10, and OKC earns their second timeout.
At the 10-yard line, a 27-yard field goal from here. Let's see if they go for the field goal here. Oh, actually, they have a timeout left.
They do have a timeout left. It looks like they may go for the field goal.
Yeah,
yes, they are going to go for the field goal.
That footy kicker, this will get tricky.
Yep, 28 yards. Good snap.
Oh, it's wide left.
It is wide left, no good. As OKC misses the field goal there. I mean, just a huge disappointment as you had a great play there by Bachagalupi, and the kicker just simply shanked it.
Yeah, we talked about it, Chad. Left-footed kicker with the ball on the right hash. That's recipe for disaster. And in this situation, inexperienced kicker, that ball never stood a chance.
I mean, in that situation, Eddie, would you have wanted to maybe run to try to get to the other side?
That's what I'm saying. They had a timeout left to burn.
Yep, so 6 seconds left to go here. Chicago is going to throw, or they're going to check it down to Blue Scott, and that should be the last play of this half. So Chicago here with the early lead, 20-7. OKC had an opportunity there to make it 20-10 and just shanked it to the left. Eddie, give us your first thoughts on this first half.
Turnovers. You got interceptions. You got a muffed punt, giving Chicago great field position to start those drives. But the defense for OKC held. But, you know, it was a bend but don't break style. And eventually, late in that second half, things started getting away from them with that last touchdown that Chicago scored. They moved up and down the field. Tap attack, I didn't know if there was tap attack or Joe Montana out there because he had no problem knifing through the defense, putting that last touchdown on the board. And for OKC, you got to take advantage of that field position. You got to put up points on the board. That missed field goal may come back to haunt them. Otherwise, I thought they did a great job defensively, but offensively, they got to find a way to stay on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to give credit, I mean, for all the mistakes that OKC has made. I mean, they're only down 14 points here, or 13 points actually in this situation. And let's go. We're going to take a break here. A quick halftime break presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. I mean, Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site. And Eddie, I don't know. I mean, if you were on the site, I mean, what kind of autograph would you want to hit there?
Anything for Chicago, of course. I also wouldn't mind having Tom Brady, much as I hate the guy. Maybe even OJ. You know, you can't go wrong. Anything other than the Green Bay jersey is fine with me.
I mean, I would want a John Elway Colts jersey. Oh, never mind. That didn't happen. 1st and 10 as Patek drops back, looking over the middle, and that's going to be in and out of the hands of DeQueen, incomplete.
Despite the incompletion, that was a great throw by Tap Attack.
Yeah, just before that, 13-28, 199 yards. 2 TDs and a pick so far tonight for Ty Patak. 2nd and 10, I-twin set here. Fake. They're going to look to the side, and that's going to be caught, and that is Pauly Truth there for the first down.
That was an impressive catch. I hope we get a look at the replay because he actually uses his left arm to shield himself between he and the corner and catches it with his right hand.
Yeah, just look at that nice play there by Pauly Truth. As you see the last 10 attempts here for Patak, 6 of 10. As they are going to send Fullerton in motion.
Remind me to comment on those last 10 completions next time you get a chance.
All right, Patak drops back, looking over to his right, and that's going to be caught. That's John Fullerton, and that's going to be a first down.
The SFL, they do a great job coming up with graphics and stats and all that good stuff. Cam, despite his deficiencies, he continues to show up and improve season in and season out. But I would love to see those last 10 completions include the receiver number, the jersey number that's being thrown to as well.
Ooh, look at that. I think what you ought to do, Betty, is put that in the suggestion box. Maybe that'll get read along with maybe a better schedule for Arizona. Ty Patak drops back, looking towards the sideline, and this can be tipped away, incomplete. Might have been knocked away by the defender there.
It was. Great defense.
You didn't like my better schedule?
I did not. I almost decided to double down and say, well, if we keep losing this pace, we're going to have a last place schedule. We won't have a choice but to have a better schedule.
He just couldn't handle the heat of the Skyhawks. 2nd and 10. Patak drops back. He's going to take that on his own, making the spin move. It gets a nice gain there, making it 3rd and short. And that's one of the things you got to love about Ty Patak's game is that eternal clock is always going, and he knows when to go.
It is, but you also got to get the defensive coordinator upside the head and tell him, hey, you can't use that fan defense versus Chicago. He's going to run right up the middle.
Yeah, you got to have some sort of spy maybe on Ty Patak as well. As that's going to be a handoff to Baloo Scott. It's going to be a first down, and then maybe just getting to the red zone here for Chicago.
Baloo Scott only picked up 4 yards, but that was her best run of the day because she just made a man miss and picked up the first down. That was a great run, despite only being 4 yards.
Yep, nice run there by Scott. And it's going to be 1st and 10. Patak looking, offensive line holding well, looks in the end zone. That's Tina Queen. That's going to be a touchdown for Chicago.
You can only contain the Queen for so long before she makes you bow down and ask for forgiveness. And Ty Patak given all day by this offensive line several times throughout this game, despite being hit, finds Tina Queen in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
Yep, touchdown indeed. And getting word from SFL headquarters that Aaron Gooden with a dislocated shoulder, questionable to return, Eddie. So hopefully that defense will be able to keep together until maybe Gooden gets back on the field. But Top Kiefer, the kick is up and good. So Chicago making it 27-7 here early in the 3rd quarter.
Picked up that win versus Nashville last week, their first of the season, looking to build off of that, and they came in here with a bit more confidence after picking up that first win last week, Chad.
I mean, nothing gives you more confidence than putting a W in the win column. So, anything that can help. And that was, like you said, that was Chicago's first win of the season. And we are going to go for the first time tonight to the SFL headquarters with Cameron Irvine. Cam, take it away.
Thank you, Chad. Charleston at Queen City. The Predators lost starting quarterback Iman Kopech in the 2nd quarter. The backup helps lead Charleston on a 10-play, 98-yard drive to give the Predators their biggest lead of the night, 27-14 over the Corsairs. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. As Pierce is going to drop back, and that's going to be caught. Stephen McMichael's able to break the tackle. Nice block there on the outside. He's going to get past the 40, past the 50. Does he have the speed to get past Alex Bond? No, he does not. He gets knocked out at the 30. Big-time play here for the Renegades.
Stephen McMichael was running like he had 10-pound ankle weights on both legs. My goodness, let the trailer go and get into the end zone, young man.
Yeah, I would have liked to maybe see him try to, if the other tight end would have able to come up and make that block and maybe he cut back in a little bit. But regardless, I mean, just a big play there from OKC. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I think he had more than 10-pound weights on there. He was, but he is a tight end. I mean, what do you expect?
He is a tight end.
I mean, they all can't beat Will Todd. I mean, come on.
That's true.
Split spread look here as Bovine gets rocked there by Melodious Manning at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a gain of 2.
Don't tell Melodious Manning he's only 5'10", 195 pounds.
Dude, I have always said we drafted Melodious when I was in Indianapolis, and Melodious is going to be a menace in this league. I've always said that, and I'll say it again. He's just proving time and time again the big plays that he can make as they are going to send McMichaels in motion. 2nd and 8 as that's going to be a handoff to Bovine, and he's able to get a few yards on that and set up a nice 3rd and short here for OKC.
Time I think about Melodious Manning, I think about that 3 interception performance he had last season.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, just one of those guys that, he kind of came into his own last season, now in Chicago doing some good things here. As it is going to be 3rd and 2. Heavy eye set for OKC. They're going to try to get to Roman Francouz down, and they do get the first down past the 20 up to the 15, and OKC is in the red zone.
The few possessions that OKC has had 3rd down and short situations, they converted every time. If they can find a way to get this offense to stay ahead of the chains, good things will happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the important thing, right? If they can set up 2nd and 2, 2nd and short, or 3rd and short, they can convert it. We've seen that all tonight. Split spread look here. They are going to go up the middle there with Bovine, and he gets a gain of a couple on the run.
I know I said this once, but it just looks so weird seeing him wearing number 39.
It does. It's a little strange. I'll give you that. Manning, as you can see there, 6 tackles tonight.
Sounds like
as it
Melodious Manning.
Melodious.
Sounds like someone you should bow down to.
I mean, basically, that's what he's trying to do, right? Pierce drops back. Great block pick up there by the running back. Looking back, corner of the end zone, caught McMichaels. That's a touchdown. And OKC inching closer.
And you took the words right out of my mouth, Chad, as Chicago brought the blitz on the quarterback's left side. But great blitz pickup by both the back and the left tackle. Gives him all the time he needs to find his tight end, Stephen McMichaels, in the back of the end zone.
I mean, McMichaels has done this, pretty much his entire career. 10-season veteran coming over from Vancouver last season and making the big play there. And so that's going to line up here for the extra point to try to make this a 2-score game here for the Renegades. Good snap, good hold to kick us up, and it is good. So OKC, 6-play drive, gets the touchdown. And now let's see what the defense of OKC could do, because so far that secondary, I mean, granted, Chicago's got 27, but they've done a pretty decent job.
They have, and a lot of those points were generated based off that field position that Chicago was blessed with too.
Yes, a lot of those was, as you're going to see there, as they're going to take that up to about the 37-yard line, and something big must have happened here. We're going back to the SFL headquarters. Cam, take it away.
Yeah, something big did happen, Chad. Look at this. 4th and inches for Queen City. They go for the fake punt. The punter, beautiful throw to a wide open player down the field. He dropped it. Charleston takes over with 8 minutes to go. Back to you.
Yep, and I've said it, and Eddie, I'll say it again. You got to check and make sure that your players are in the right spots.
Yes, you do.
You got to check, because you never know. 1st and 10 from the 38. Offset eye. They are going to hand it off to Lou Scott. Gets it up to the 40, a gain of 4 on the play.
Gain of 4, that's the first time in a long time we've called Sabo Cannon's name.
Yeah, Sabo Cannon making a tackle there. As you are right, it is his 5th tackle of the night. He does have a tackle for loss, and he does have that interception. That was the last time we called his name. As there's going to be a handoff to the backup, as that's going to be just a gain of 3, and it's going to set up 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 3, 3rd and short situation for Chicago, who also hasn't necessarily been at their best on 3rd down tonight. Looking at improving that percentage here. 4 of 10. Can they become 5 of 11?
And there's going to be a handoff to Patak as or hand up to Scott, I mean, as that's going to be a first down.
F-wing jokers, I think that was.
I think it was F-wing jokers, you're right.
Digging deep into the playbook.
1st and 10, offset eye here, as they are going to hand it off, and he does get through the line, gets a gain of 3 on the run.
Doesn't look like much, but it keeps you ahead of the sticks, makes 2nd and 3rd down that much more manageable.
Second and 7 here for Chicago. They are going to hand this off to Baloo Scott and Brady Clark right there to make the stop at the line, and it's going to be 3rd and 6.
I got to give Type Attack and his coaching staff a lot of love because this week they're sticking with the run game, and Baloo Scott and the Chicago faithful are glad to see it.
Yeah, so 3rd and 6 here. This OKC crowd getting into it. As you're going to see Polytruth come in motion. That may be who they're trying to target here. There's the fake from Patek. Got all day to throw. Looking deep down the middle. Intended for Polytruth, and it was incomplete. And that's going to force a 4th down for Chicago.
Talked about it all day. Another display of, again, the cornerback just slowing up just a bit to sell it, but he's actually preventing the receiver from getting to the spot he needs to, but he did a great job of sealing it.
As they're going to put that away, that's going to be hit into the back of the end zone, and OKC will take over. You're watching Simulation Football League action here on the Virtual Football Network. We've got action all week long with the SFL on Sunday and Monday, followed by the UFL Tuesday and Wednesday. The SFLM is back on Thursday, and SFL Week 8 takes us through the rest of the days right here on an exciting week on VFN. As OKC here from the 20-yard line, they are going to send Kilgore in motion. As Pierce drops back looking, and he's going to find Bachagalupi, and that's going to be a gain of 7 on the play.
Tight window, but Collins did a great job of finding him.
Yep, so as you can see here, Bachagalupi, 5 catches, 99 yards on the night, 2nd and 3. As the second tight end is in motion. There's the handoff to Frank Udon, and he gets through one, but they are able to clean him up there as Ricky Robinson makes a tackle to make it 3rd and 1.
That was a generous spot to mark it 3rd down and 1, Chad. And shout out to the stats team. I mean, they are pretty much right on the money with those Christian Bachagalupi stats.
Yeah, I mean, just right there. As you're going to see 3rd and 1, they are going to toss it, but right there in the backfield, that is Telly Max Scarborough making the play.
You can't play it any better than that. That's called anticipating the snap count of the quarterback. They've been playing 3.5 quarters of football, so just tendencies. You got to change the snap count because he pretty much gets it to a T.
Yep, Telly Mack, I've always said, is one of the best run coverage linebackers in the league, and he proves it right there again, as that is going to be fair caught there from about the 47-yard line. So Chicago coming back out here on this and trying to extend this lead here in this game tonight.
Time starting to become a factor here. OKC needs to find a way to get their defense off the field.
Yeah, they've definitely been on there all night. We talked about that earlier in the first quarter. Patek's got time. He's going to get hit as he throws and almost
Brady
in
Clark.
The hands of... Man, I'll tell you what, Brady Clark has just dropped a few of those tonight. He's going to get one of these days.
That's his 3rd drop that should have been picked off going the other way. I mean, he's going to get credit for that pass deflection, but he's got to come up with picks rather than deflections.
7 pass deflections on the night so far for Brady Clark. Just crazy. As you're going to see 2nd and 10, offset eye, as they are going to hand that off to Baloo Scott, and the backup linebacker who came in to fill in for Gooden, makes a stop, 3rd and 7.
3rd down and 7. OKC's defense has got to have it here.
Yep, you got to see what they can do. Quads look here for the Warriors. This crowd getting into it. Patak drops back, looking and finds John Fullerton. That's going to be a 1st down to the 35 as the Warriors extend the drive.
Great job by John finding the open spot. That was a kind of a man zone look there by OKC, and John did exactly what he needed to do. Find an open spot, get there, and turn around, get his head in a swivel, picks up the 1st down.
Yep, so 1st and 10. As they are going to hand it off here to Scott, and she doesn't get very far. That's going to be a gain of no yards on the run.
Yes, Chicago here is threatening to get in field goal range here, and OKC can't afford to give up another score, I don't think.
That was Chad McPherson on the stop there. The 2nd round pick is Ty Patak. Drops back, looking. He's going to look and finds T to Queen. That's inside the red zone, and that's another 1st down for Chicago.
T to Queen is having a great night. That is her 4th catch here for about 70 yards. She's been targeted 10 times, but they've been blanketing her all evening long, and with her being the top target, it's easy to see why.
Well, 3 quarters are in the books here, Eddie, as Chicago is up 27-14 and looking to try to extend that lead. We'll be back here on the Virtual Football Network.
Plain believe called her your majesty.
We are back here. Chad Rowland, Eddie Gage in the booth, Jadoobie-Doo, Joshua Durr in the stats truck, Cameron Irvine on the production side of things. Thank you, Cam, and all you guys for all your hard work. As Ty Patak looking, finds the fullback. That is Dean Jackson. That's the first time we have called Dean's name tonight. Gain of 5.
That was actually a nice little play design. I love the route tree there. Nice play, Ty.
Yeah, I have said this on other broadcasts. I don't mind the screen game working in this because it does work if called the right route, and that's one of them right there. Good play call there by Chicago, as Polytruth is going to be the man in motion. OKC maybe trying to look to bring the blitz on the outside. Let's see if they do. And that is going to be a handoff, and look at the defensive line coming in there and making the play.
One thing I've never understood is why quarterbacks send a man in motion and then run it right where you sent that man away from versus zone coverage.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you would think that maybe they try to flip that play, try to follow maybe where Polytruth is going, but the blitz is coming up the middle here from OKC. They were able to avoid it because of the blocking, but John Fullerton inside the 5.
The offensive line for Chicago has had its moments where they let Ty down. This wasn't one of them. They brought the blitz, and Ty kept his head up, eyes downfield, waits for his man to pop and clear the zone, hits him. Now it's 1st and goal.
Yep, Ty Patak. Split formation here. 1st and goal. And tries to take it himself, and he's going to slide. And I'll tell you what, Eddie, he actually kind of had an opening there if he would have just maybe tried to dive over.
He did, but I love protecting your quarterback. You're up 13 here with just under a quarter of football to go. If it's not there, young man, slide and save your future.
Yep, so 2nd and goal. As they're going to send Truth in motion. Maybe they'll run to the side of Truth. And they don't. It's going to give it to Blue Scott. And just short. They're going to mark her maybe at the goal line itself, Eddie.
Yeah, if I'm Chicago, I got the guys upstairs in the booth taking another look at that one.
And they may just save that for another rainy day here.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't take it with you. But it's going to be 3rd and goal. Split look here. As Ty Patak dives into the end zone. Touchdown. He takes it himself.
What kind of gym shoes do you think Ty has on? Because he jumped over the defensive tackle as if he was about 5'2".
I mean, they're probably not Charles Barkley shoes, that's for sure. Right? Like, What did he used to? Didn't he used to have like some Reebok shoes or something back in the day?
Way back.
Way back in the day. The kick is up and it is good. 34-14, Chicago with the lead here early in the fourth quarter. And yeah, just to answer that question, I mean, do you think he had enough air to be Air Jordan shoes, or?
That was impressive, a leap as you will see in this league. And I just got a DM from my quarterback asking to put more QB scrambles in the playbook. And
you probably said no. I would assume, knowing you.
No. Not no, but hell no.
Knowing you, hell, as that's going to be from about the 26-yard line. So OKC here, I mean, they're down 33-14. This is an opportunity here or 34-14. This is an opportunity here for OKC to try to put together a good drive. Because, I mean, really, the offense in the second half has looked better.
It has.
It definitely has here. So twin set as Pierce drops back. Pressure coming to him from the backside. He's able to find McMichaels, and they're going to give him a nice spot there as he gets the first down.
Yeah, I thought he was failed just short, but home cooking, Chad.
Yeah, you get that home cooking there a little bit. I'll give you that. As good tackle there. McMichaels, yeah, definitely was a little short, I think, but they are going to give him the first, and you're not going to see any complaints from the Chicago sideline. As the clock is winding down towards 7 minutes to go. Baccialupi in motion. Bond maybe on the blitz there on the outside. Pierce drops back. He's going to look, and incomplete, overthrows his target. I believe it was intended for Baccialupi.
It was. He actually needed about another half second before he threw the ball. Pocket held up, but I think he hit the panic button there.
Yeah, definitely the pocket held up a little bit for him, but yes, you're absolutely right. He did have to hit the panic button. So split spread look here for Pierce in the Renegades offense, 2nd and 10. As Pierce rolls out to his right, he's going to look and finds the tight end. That is McMichaels, and that's another first down.
Stephen McMichaels said, Tiberius who? Get that man a rocking chair. I got this from here, coach.
Yeah, making the tight end spot look good. Somewhere, I guarantee, Mike Daggs is going, I can't do that. As 1st and 10, twin set. Pierce is going to change the play at the line. Probably senses the blitz coming. Hands it off to Frank Udon, and there's going to be a hit. That is Meliodas. I've been saying it wrong this entire time. Meliodas Manning with the stop.
Meliodas, man. It still sounds like
Meliodas. Yes. You would think I'd know that, and I totally spaced it until... Yeah, you would think. 2nd and 11. Pierce drops back.
Look out.
Coming, and there he is. Meliodas Manning with the sack. That is what you saw from those old, I can't even think of the word right, the rookie combine videos where he was making all those sacks.
Wow, that was impressive too. He got there in a hurry.
He's definitely got the speed to do it, that's for sure. And they drew up a perfect blitz there from the gun.
Look out.
As there's going to be another sack there from Chicago's defense. That was Kilgannon there. That was his first sack, and that's going to be 4th and forever.
Yeah, at this stage of the ball game, Chicago knows that OKC, if they have any chance of getting back to this ball game, is going to come via the pass. And so their defensive line is just pretty much pinning their ears back and knowing the run game and headed straight to the quarterback.
Yep. 4th in the distance from OKC to Kansas City. As they're going to punt this away. As that is going to be from the 21, as Chicago's offense will come back out, Eddie. And, you know, you got to join Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green for another edition of the SFL this week at 7:15 p.m. Eastern before the Fort Worth Toros battle the DC Dragons on this week's Monday Night Spectacular. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. Eastern with the full M&S crew right here on the Virtual Football Network, Eddie. And that'll be an interesting game to watch as Fort Worth and DC battle it out.
It will be.
Attack, looking, and that's going to be tipped away, incomplete, 2nd down.
That's the story all night long of this OKC defense, just unable to come up with interceptions.
Yeah, and that was led by Brady Clark. There's 7 pass deflections tonight for him. Could have probably turned at least 3 of those into picks.
Yep.
And maybe this will be a different ball game, but 2nd and 10. Attack, fakes it again. He's going to look, he's going to take it this time on his own. He's going to be able to get the first down with the slide. And nice play there by the quarterback taking the run.
There aren't too many more things demoralizing to a defense than having a quarterback run for a first down when you have everything dialed up perfectly. You got to pick and choose when you're going to play man defense versus Chicago.
I mean, wouldn't that be the opportunity where you want to just try to put a spy because of this, what he's doing?
Absolutely.
And Patak drops back, looking again, fakes it, and that's going to be intended for Truth, but he gets hit as he throws, but it was a bang-bang play. Josh Vasquez, the veteran, making the stop.
Josh Vasquez, the veteran indeed. First season here in OKC.
Yep, 2-time All-Star, formerly from the DC Dragons last season. And there's that F-wing Jokers.
Vasquez. He told us thanks, but no thanks.
As that's going to be a handoff to Baloo Scott, and that's going to be a nice run there, and that's going to set up 3rd and short. So that F-wing Jokers that time works for them right there.
It did. It also worked for him on 3rd and short a couple of series ago as well.
So Vasquez makes a stop there as now you got 3rd and 2. The clock is ticking just under 4.5 to go here in this ball game as Chicago looking to close this one out, maybe putting the dagger here. And there's going to be the handoff to the backup, and a big hit there. That was Jad McPherson there on the stop, and that's going to be 4th and 2.
6'2", 245-pound rookie earning that salary with that hit.
Yep, and there's probably the reason why they got him in the draft, because of the fact that he can hit those, put the big hits there, as that's going to force Chicago to punt. And, Chicago's offense, this is good momentum for them, right? Obviously, they beat a team. They beat a team in Nashville. They beat a team in OKC, or almost beating a team in OKC here, as OKC will take that and get to the 25. But this is good momentum for Chicago to build on for the rest of the season, right?
I totally agree. After going winless their first 5 games, they're on track here to win their 2nd straight. And, man, nothing is sweeter than getting a win in the SFL, in my opinion. And for them to get 2 in a row after that 0-5 start has got to be heartwarming for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Beating, and they are going to do a nice little check down under Frank Udon, and that's going to be a first down for OKC. And there's what I've been saying again. This is the screen game can work in the SFL. Teams are just now starting to kind of take advantage of that.
Oh, I agree. To ask Florida's Ron Cochran, there's nothing better than finding a wide open back in the backfield who can pick up cheap yards. Although that wasn't a screen, Chad, the vertical threats downfield were covered, so he just checked it down to his tailback.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Just screen or not a design screen, it still works. So offset eye here, 3 wide set. Pierce drops back, looking, and it's going to be an interception. That is Manning. I believe that's his 2nd pick of the night.
It is. And
that's going to be a dagger in this game for OKC.
And I believe he picked it off the same play he picked it off here.
Yeah,
early
exact
in the
same play.
half. Read his keys, watching the quarterback's eyes, finds the receiver, gets over there, stands up in front, makes a play, gets his defense off the field.
Yeah, just nice play there by Manning, as they're going to take over at the 41-yard line. And so it's looking like Chicago will probably wrap this up here with the victory, going to 2-5. Meanwhile, OKC will drop to 0-5. So Chicago getting 2 back-to-back wins against winless teams.
Wow.
As Truth breaks the tackle down to the 10, down to the 5. It gets in the end zone for a touchdown to extend this lead. And look at him just doing a nice little dance there.
Truth with back-to-back good games. You find the truth, and the truth shall set you free. This is going to be their second win in a row after that 0-5 start. And in both wins, they found Pauly Truth downfield. He's over 150 yards today.
Yeah, last week had a big game. Obviously, this week, once again, getting to 148 yards on 6 catches tonight. And that's going to bring out Top Kiefer. And the kick is up, and it is good. So 41-14 here in OKC, and getting a game break from the SFL headquarters. Charleston does take the victory 34-21 in that ball game, Eddie.
Congratulations to Charleston. I think that's their second win of the season as well.
Yep, I believe it is. So now looking at this, for Chicago, as OKC's got to take this out to the 30, gets up to the 31. They got a bye week, and then they got Atlanta, then at Carolina. So the momentum could continue here for the Warriors.
That bye week going to serve them well. Allow those coaches to get refreshed and recharge, take some time off to exhale and get back in the lab and continue to build on what's working for them.
Yeah, because this will be their first bye week of the season coming up here. As Pierce drops back out of the gun, looking, and he finds McMichaels, and that's a nice route there. Ricky Robinson makes the tackle, and OKC is going to go no huddle. Pierce, again, looking, tipped away, and almost McMichaels made the play on that, but Robinson there with the deflection.
Former Scorpion. Just love to see my Scorpions out here doing work.
Yep, and so I want to ask you, so obviously, with Chicago, they're able to, continue this little run here. I mean, we have to mention it after this play here. 2nd and 10, out of the gun. Pierce looking over, fires, and that's going to be Stephen Kilgore with his first reception. And there was an announcement that was made earlier today, Eddie, about Doug Day.
Look out.
And there's a sack there for Chicago, and that is worthy there on the sack, and that's going to be 4th down here for the Renegades. I don't know if you saw that announcement or not.
I did.
Eddie Gate. And so wanted to bring that up here a little bit with the game kind of out of hand here in Chicago with the victory. But the momentum obviously on their side, but seeing the news of Doug Day sounded like he's on his way out, Eddie. What was your reaction to that?
Me personally, I would like to see things like that kept in-house, but perhaps he just wants to get a name for himself and, get other teams to look at him should they have an opening available for him.
And that is going to be incomplete, intended for Bachikalupi, as Manning there on the coverage.
Chad, let me ask you something. If you're a player and, considering the fact that he's an owner.
Yep.
So he sold his stake of the team and is applying for free agency.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the rest of that ownership group, that front office, how do you look at that? How do you approach that? The fact that that announcement is made here in week 7 with still half the season left to play.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting announcement there, right? Because, and I'll bring up personal, my side of it, just because, I did the same thing last season, right? But I waited until, week 13 or week 14 it was, towards the end of the season, before that announcement was made. But yeah, I mean, it's got to be on the minds here of these players because of the fact that, we're still 6 games in, right? Or 7 games in now.
Yep.
And there's going to be that cloud kind of over that, I would assume. As Blue Scott is going to get a maybe no gain 3rd down.
The rest of the players on that team has got to be wondering what the future of the franchise is, knowing
absolutely.
how active Doug is in the community and in game chat and everywhere throughout the SFL. He's been on numerous podcasts and shows, and to see him leaving, they got to wonder what's the future for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a handoff to Blue Scott and gets the 1st down, and it will extend this drive here for Chicago. Yeah, absolutely. This is somebody that, was in Seattle, I believe, when they were still in Seattle. They moved over to Chicago, right? And it will kind of help that transition over. Now, selling the ownership And doing it and making that announcement in the middle of the season, yeah, I'm not sure if that was the best idea. But I mean, hey, he's got to be able to, at the same time, he's got to think about his next destination, right?
Yeah.
So there's the handoff to
Oh.
Blue Scott, as that is going to be a nice juke move there and gets a 4-yard gain on the run.
Baloo Scott is 5'11", 220 pounds. That's a lot of weight for a guy that's 5'11", but he made those nifty moves looking like Barry Sanders, like he was like 185,
Oh,
not 220.
yeah, exactly. I mean, just Baloo Scott is a very dangerous runner. Like she can do some things if Chicago is able to utilize her correctly. As there's going to be a handoff to Baloo Scott this time, and she's able to get the first down and extend this drive. 1:35 to go, Eddie. And we won't bring up the game Friday night, but out of all these SFL games so far, this weekend, what has been one that has really stuck out to you as a good game?
I did not expect. While I expected Albuquerque to defeat Bossier City, I expected more fight out of Bossier City.
Yeah.
Than what we got.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. So you stole my thunder this time, so we're even. As it looks like Chicago will be taking the best formation in football, the victory formation here, as time will expire here in this game. So looking at this game tonight, I mean, Ty Patak, 21 of 42, 340 yards, 4 TDs, and a pick. That's the one thing that I think we could talk about. Chicago has turned around here. I mean, they threw a bunch of picks last week against a winless Nashville team. This week, he kept it clean. Look how good they played this week.
Kept it clean. Yes, he had 42 pass attempts, but he got Baloo Scott involved, which I'm a fan favorite of every time. Feeding the tailback.
Yep. 17 carries, 53 yards, including 3 catches for 13 and a touchdown for Baloo Scott tonight, as she had just 1 attempt last week. But on the flip side of it, I mean, you got to look at, the Stephen McMichael's 9 catches for 129 yards. Christian Bachikalupi almost had 100 yards, right? Colin Pierce, 21 of 37. I mean, he did throw 3 picks, but it didn't look as bad as what it was, right? The score doesn't show that, I think.
Field position off those turnovers.
Yeah, that's what hurt him. That's what absolutely hurt him. The botched punt, right? The interceptions that were basically inside the red zone already. Like, OKC kind of shot themselves in the foot there in that first quarter. But really, after that, OKC, I felt like played pretty well, Eddie.
They did. The only other blemish I would include into that equation is the fact they went 3rd and long too many times. And it's just so hard to convert 3rd downs in this league, particularly 3rd and long situations. When it was 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable, they converted 3rd downs. But when they went 3rd and long, it was lights out, cancel Christmas, because they were getting ready to punt the ball away.
Yeah, I mean, they were 3 of 11 tonight on 3rd down. Meanwhile, Chicago 9 of 17. So Chicago was able to extend those drives. So Eddie, final thoughts on tonight's game?
Final thoughts on tonight's game. OKC had the bye week, unable to take advantage of it. Chicago picks up their 2nd win of the season, back-to-back wins, and going to head into a break on a positive note. Congratulations to that squad for turning things around.
Well, for Joshua Duran, Jadoobie-Doo, and Eddie Gage, it's Chad Rowland signing off here in OKC. We will see you next time on the Virtual Football Network.
Thanks for coming. Good night and drive home safely, y'all. We out of here. Peace.